Whoops. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's another episode of the Very Funny Podcast. Today is going to be a special one, so I want you all to gather around. Everybody on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, come on in. Make yourselves comfortable. For those who have been on the show before, who have joined us here, then you already know how it's done. Over here, we start off the show with a bit of music. Then there's my monologue. And, of course, there is our special guest later, and then we take phone calls. So join in, make yourselves comfortable while you guys get situated. I will, let me see, do I have the right one? Yep. If you guys haven't yet, be sure to join our Discord server. That is the wrong, that is not the right one right there. Let me just replace that. We have our Discord server is up, and if you guys want to join that, make sure you go to discord.gg/Nemr comedy. So it's discord.gg/Nemr comedy. That should be it right there. There we go. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and let me just do that. We're about to start the show in a second. So this is all of you just jumping in and going live today. Special episode, special guest, the 45th and final president of the United States of America. United States of America, Donald J. Trump will be joining us in about 30 minutes. So if you guys just got to hang around, and that'll be coming up. Right now, let me just make sure this one right there. There we go. There. And if you want notifications in the future, if you want to talk directly to me, if you ever want to ask our guests any questions, there's the WhatsApp number. You can add me on WhatsApp. Of course, it's the same number that we use to call people, to take callers on the show here. So make sure you guys send me your name and your city to that number. So gather around. As you guys are gathering around, I'm going to play some guitar as we do here on the show always. And the pinned comment part, that's really for everybody who is watching this video after the live stream, so that they don't have to wait around in this part. Before I play today on my guitar, I do want to say one quick thing. I'm going to talk, after I play guitar and everybody's situated, I'm going to talk about everything that's going on right now in the world. And leading up to our interview today, there's a lot to be said, and I will be saying it. In the meantime, I usually play some very jovial, upbeat kind of guitar out of respect for all the hurt going on in the world today. I'm just going to be playing a bit of guitar by myself, no backing track, nothing. And yeah. So just get situated, everybody, and yeah, and I'll talk in a second. But everybody get comfortable and let's play. Let's get the vibe going for today's episode, because it's going to be real. And hello to everybody. Welcome from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch in the comments. I'm very happy to see you. Also, we're going to be talking about how things are going today. So here we go. guys ready for the show today? Because it's going to be a big one. It's time to start right now. Everybody, welcome to the show, to the Very Funny Podcast. And let's start off. Today's episode is going to be a good one. Today's going to be a big one, let me tell you. People are hyped and psyched. Before we start the episode today, stay hydrated, everybody. Drink your water. And something very important that we want to discuss before we start today. The moderators are armed and ready with the ban hammer. So I have talked to my mods, and I want to say thank you to them for the incredible job that they always do. Today's comment section has to be a place where we can keep positivity. Today's episode is actually going to be a funny, hilarious, positive episode. This is what the Very Funny Podcast is for. To ensure that the comment section, and right now we have the comments right here on the screen, any bad words, and today especially, even if I say bad words, that's on me. On you, any bad words, any political bias, any just kind of hatred, toxicity that's spread, banned. Immediate ban. So don't test, don't try. Okay, I've given this because I want to make sure that the people who enjoy the podcast enjoy their time here. So I want to make that very clear. So now let's start talking about, what's going on with everything in the world today. Okay, this is a crazy time, man. I'm in America right now. I'm in Los Angeles, but I could be in Beirut, my other home, and it would be no different. The fact that we're in a place right now called the Very Funny Podcast, that I started this podcast literally so that I could do one thing only: help people stay home and stay safe during the quarantine. That was the whole point of this. Stay safe, stay home, quarantine time. That was basically what I wanted to do. And it's been amazing. We've had incredible guests. Tonight, we have Chris Kattan on the next episode at 7 p.m., so be sure you guys tune in for that. He's one of my comedy icons, comedy heroes, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's amazing what we've done with the podcast here, the community we've built, whether it's on Discord or whether it's here. It's become a beautiful place. I made this also specifically for my people in the Middle East, my Arab brothers and sisters, my Lebanese specifically at this moment, because the Lebanese people are going through the shittiest time ever. Politically, a revolution is going on, and then economically, the entire economy has collapsed, and then the coronavirus on top of this. So I made these streams at 11 a.m., like this episode right now, because I was catering mainly to their time zone because I felt that they needed it the most. And now we've switched it to do a morning episode and an evening episode so we can involve the entire world. And now I'm in America, and it looks like we're in the same place that we are in Beirut, where there's a revolution of sorts going on, and it's complete lawlessness and disaster everywhere. And here we are again. So let's talk for a second. Let's be honest, okay? Before I talk today as well, for any Americans that may be watching and saying maybe he's a Democrat, maybe he's a Republican, maybe he's a liberal, I'll give you the same answer that I give to anybody who accuses me of being with any party in Lebanese politics, because I'm Lebanese. Go fuck yourself. I'm an Arab. Do you really think any politician has ever represented me properly anywhere in the world? In the Middle East? Absolutely not. Do you think any politician in America, Republican or Democrat, has ever done anything good for the Middle East? For the Middle East. Maybe haphazardly, coincidentally, they did something that ended up benefiting the Middle East at a specific point in time, but that was not done for the Middle East. That was just a coincidental overlapping of interests. Everything American politics has done, whether it's under the Obama administration or under the President Bush administration or the Clinton administration or Bush Part 1, the prequel administration, or so on and so forth, has been the complete rape and destruction of the Arab people, using their resources for their own kind. So if you ever think that I'm talking today because I hate Trump and I love Biden, or I hate Biden and I love Trump, you're wrong. I don't. That's not why I'm talking here. I'm a comedian, man. I got a lot of followers. People follow me for my comedy. Then I come out and I give out an opinion and people say, stay in your lane, stick to comedy. No, this is my lane. The most powerful weapon in the world today is comedy, because the biggest war in the world right now is narrative. Take a look at what's happening in America. There are protests right now in the street, and there is a war of narrative. The looters, these aren't protests. They're ruining everything. Black people suck, this, that, or the other. These are all narratives competing, and you can't believe anything. Your media lies to you. Welcome to the Middle East. Your politicians lie to you. Welcome to the Middle East. And you can't trust anything. But the difference is, in Lebanon during the revolution, responsible citizens like myself and others did their part to make sure that they fought against misinformation. And that is missing in America today. In the Middle East, there is a complete lack of institutional protection of the people. The government does not care about the people. The government cares about themselves. And there aren't fail-safe institutions when you have dictatorships or democracies like the one you have in Lebanon. There aren't. So the Lebanese people have to take up the gauntlet themselves and take care of business. When we were in the protests in the revolution just months ago, and they would send down their thugs and people to come attack the Lebanese people and send plants into the protest. America, they are putting plants in your protests. When you see a white person looting a place in an entirely peaceful black crowd, that white person is a plant. Wake up. They are sending people into your protests to rile shit up. If you're waiting for the government or the police to stop those people, understand those people are probably sent by the government and the police. You have to do it yourself. There needs to be leadership that goes out and sends a strong message as to coordination, where to go, how to protest, to fight the fake news, show the real footage. We have a guy in Lebanon called Gino Raide, who is one of the most brave people I know. Also one of the most divisive. And this kid is in the streets. He's fighting against fake information. He's doing what he does. You need to do that here today. Now. That's the only thing. Because your voice is being silenced by a different narrative. Today there were black pictures all over the internet. Blackout Tuesday. It was so poorly coordinated that I went on and I realized that Blackout Tuesday was supposed to be something for the music industry to shut down, take a day off, listen to black voices. Black voices from black people that the music industry has literally used for profits for generations. Black music is the music. I just played some blues that's black soul, man. That came from here, from black America under slavery. Rap, hip hop, everybody knows you want a song to become a #1 hit. You take the song and you bring a person onto the song who's a rapper, and then it's a hit. Rap is the voice of the people on the streets because you just need a beat. That's all you need. You hit something, you do beatboxing, and now you don't need money to express yourself. My draw to metal was, I loved the fact that people had a voice, even though their voices sucked and they couldn't sing, they could scream, and now we could hear what they had to say. It's the same allure I have towards rap. I grew up on Rage Against the Machine. That was like the melding of both worlds for me. Okay? In America today, that was what the Blackout Tuesday was supposed to be. It was supposed to be for black voices in the music industry to be heard by their overlords, who are, a lot of them are white people who've benefited and profited from black abuse in this country, where black people are treated like shit by police. Dude, they sing about it. They've been singing about it for years, for generations. They've been singing over and over and over again, black people, about the injustices that they suffer, and white people and other people of color get down to that shit because it's good. Yeah, come on, we sing along with it, but we don't do shit about it. And record companies have been profiting from that narrative pain that black people are expressing themselves in. So today, Blackout Tuesday was meant in its origin to be that. The music industry shuts down in America, Spotify shuts down in America, and they listen to powerful black voices, and they figure out a way to help America through this bullshit. That was the point. And it spiraled into something else. I see people in Lebanon now posting black pictures on their pages, people in New Zealand, people all over the world, and that is amazing. But they're hashtagging Black Lives Matter, and they're crowding out a space. If you posted that picture and you hashtag Black Lives Matter, delete the picture, re-upload it with Blackout Tuesday. When you hashtag Black Lives Matter, you are crowding out the space that we're supposed to leave free today for black people to show video of the abuse, the neglect, the racism, the hatred that they face on a daily basis in the United States of America. When something isn't organized properly, that is the problem. We are now silencing black voices by trying to empower black voices. It's not intentional, it's happening. So be careful. That's your responsibility. We live in a world that has been raped and brutalized by the generations before us. Wake up. We are going to have to deal with the mess that our previous generations have left us. We currently have a president in the United States of America that is a racist extremist. There is no way around it. Whether it's intentional racism or he doesn't know what he's saying or he says it like it is, you need to call it out. He is also the leader of a cult in America. It is a cult, pure and simple. And when you are in a cult, you do not blame the people in the cult. You blame the leadership. In Lebanon today, we suffer from the exact same problem. We have an orange party, like our American orange president. The son-in-law of the president of the orange party is running the show, much like the American president. And the followers are like a cult, because no matter what the president does, he is never wrong. And if you say something to criticize the president, his blind followers will come back and say, well, what about your guy? I don't have a guy. I don't have a girl. I only have me and my brothers and sisters. Hating one person's policies and critiquing that doesn't mean you love their foe. It means that you expect better from every single citizen around the world. So today, our responsibility isn't to post a black picture. We should, but that isn't what we're supposed to do. What we're supposed to do is become activists, because guess what? If we don't, we're going to have this same conversation with our children. Do you want to say this shit to your children? Is that what you want? To have this same goddamn conversation? You got to understand, they're good people. They just don't know any better. No! I refuse to let that happen. I drew a line in Lebanon and I'm doing my part, whereas other people are doing way better than me over there. But we all do what we can. Do not accept the narrative that you're supposed to be quiet. If you're a celebrity and you have a platform and you're talking, good, use it. The worst case scenario is you're wrong. But what you should be doing is you should be standing up. Anytime somebody says stay your lane or don't talk about something, they're trying to silence you. And they don't even know that they're playing a game that corporations are trying to do to get people to fight their wars for them. Wake up, America. Wake up, the Middle East. Wake up, Europe. We are currently under a wave of extremism, racism, bigotry, disguised under some kind of patriotism, which is a perversion, a pornographic excess of what human nature should be. I was born and raised as a Christian to Christian parents. My mother is the most faithful, beautiful human being I know. And my mother, who practices Christianity in a way that I wish could be modeled across the world, cries when she sees people being abused on TV or gets video clips. She weeps. She weeps for children she knows that parents are not talking to them because they found out they're homosexual. People we know, we find out that they're gay and their parents stop talking to them. My mother breaks down in tears because you're supposed to care about people going through pain. Period. That is the human condition. Since when do we put ourselves in God's shoes to decide what is right or wrong? If you believe in God. And if you don't believe in God, since when do we judge one sector or another of the human race based on who they are as opposed to what they do? We're supposed to judge people on the legacy. Yo, you come to one of my shows, you pay money, you laugh, I love that show. You don't laugh, I hate that show. Judge me on the content of my show. That's how you do it. But you do not judge me because I'm Lebanese. If you come and you say, this guy's funny, but I found out he's an Arab, so I'm not going to his show, you're being racist. But come to my show, watch it, and not laugh, that's on you. That's fine. That's how it's supposed to be. We can make this world a better place. Just stop fighting on Twitter and thinking you're being an activist. Raise your children right. Today, black people need our help. I'm just a lighter shade of brown, man. I'm an Arab. I'm Lebanese. Black people need our help, not Lebanese people. They need white people. They need brown people. They need Asians. They need black people. They need everybody to come to their aid. So how are you going to do it? If I give you a link to donate, is that activism? Why are you not searching and educating yourself? Why are you not watching the speeches of Martin Luther King? Why are you not seeing the flip side of Malcolm X? Why are you not doing your due diligence? Posting a black picture should be the beginning of your day. And you should be doing everything else in your power, because anytime we lift up the downtrodden, we are lifting ourselves up with them. We're all as strong as our weakest link. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be very clear. Any person in your society that's oppressed needs to be lifted up. A good friend of mine today called Red Shamas in Lebanon, he goes by the tag of El Ama, and he's a comedian. Used his platform today to say, okay, guys, post pictures. That's great. Go ahead. No problem. Fantastic. But let's also talk about the racism that goes on here in Lebanon. How we treat domestic workers. Yes! God bless. God bless each and every person who takes their platform that has a lot of views and a lot of followers and walks into a divisive situation unapologetically because their intention is to make the world a better place. There are so many heroes that I could shout out, even here in America. But what is unacceptable to everybody today is to believe that staying quiet is a good thing. The human condition, the American situation today, does not represent the America I know. I've toured the entire country. I've performed in Pennsylvania, in remote places. I've been to Oklahoma. I've been to some of the most racist places in America. And I got up on stage to a judgmental audience, but they showed up. I've been on radio shows with racist radio hosts, but they listened. And by the end of it, they flipped around. And I did a show called No Bombing in Beirut, and I said, we need to communicate and reach out to these people so that they know who we are. Because if you remove fear, you replace it with understanding. And that's what I've done. And I've met some of the most beautiful people across the United States of America. Trump supporters and non-Trump supporters. If somebody loves Trump, they are supporting racism, they are supporting white supremacy, and they are supporting the division of America. But does that mean that they are an evil person? Absolutely not. They are being used. They are misled. Do you really expect every human being to have the mental capacity to deal? And I'm not saying they're stupid. Listen to my words closely. I'm talking about myself and all of us included. Do you think we have the mental capacity, the size of focus to be able to field through all of the fake news that comes out of the vile and disgusting media like Fox News or even CNN at times, to a lesser extent, definitely than Fox. Fox is just pure propaganda. That's my opinion. You can defer. Doesn't matter. Listen. Do you think that any of this shit right here, we have to field through fake news? We get texts, my parents, look what Bill Gates said. That's not fucking Bill Gates. That's a copy and pasted shit. I have to explain this to you. We live in a world where people believe that 5G created the coronavirus. We're in a world where people believe vaccines are unsafe. People believe the earth is flat. We just sent 2 people to outer space for the first time in 10 years from America because Elon Musk designed something revolutionizing the entire design structure of a space shuttle. The entire structure. And at the same time, there are people that believe the earth is flat. That is the world we live in today. It's unacceptable. There's so much fake news, so much political bias. There's no room for us to come together anymore. So it's time to draw a line in the sand and take a stand. Make your voices heard. Do everything you can to support those that you sympathize with. Do you sympathize with black people in America today? Then after this show today, or even now, I don't give a shit, educate yourself. Some of the most inspirational things await you. Black culture is one of the most, if not the most incredible culture in the world because of what it's been through. The slavery experience and how black people lifted themselves out of that after it all happened is unbelievable. One of my favorite quotes for, I believe it was Martin Luther King, was when he talked about the saying, lift yourselves by your bootstraps. I'm going to butcher the quote, so let me read it out here. Lift by your bootstraps, Martin Luther King. Because in America, they just said you got to lift yourself up by your bootstraps, okay? And that means you got to just get up. You just got to dig deep and pull yourself up from your bootstraps, put those shoes on and get to work. Stop complaining. Right? And Martin Luther King said, it's all right to tell a man to lift himself by his own bootstraps, but it is cruel just to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. After generations of slavery and abuse in America of the black people, after generations of slavery that built this country, whether it was Chinese people or black people or others, that built this country on free slave labor for generations, there was a civil war, slavery is over, lift yourself by your bootstraps. Where's the free land? Where are the benefits? Why did you continue to this day to segregate black people in America? In states, there are still black schools and white schools. Unacceptable. Why have you not taken it upon yourself to look at this community of people, the downtrodden that you walked all over, that represent some of the best of America has to offer? And dude, do you understand that Michael Jordan, a black man, or Michael Jackson, a black man, had the cultural power to make Lebanese and Arab people who were bombed by missiles that were given to different countries by the United States of America? Do you understand that for us to still like America is because of people like Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson? Do not underestimate the contribution of your cultural icons. And a lot of them happen to be black. Understand this. After all of this, I am seeing on the television sets a disgusting display of American privilege. You guys need to wake up and understand how things get done. We're in Lebanon right now fighting a revolution against a tyrannical government backed by Iran and Russia versus America and Saudi Arabia, and we don't want any of them. We just want our voice to be heard. So I ask you this, America. Do you want your voice to be heard? If you do, then fucking speak up and stop speaking the talking points of your political masters. Jesus Christ, dude. I've had people tell me that I have no right to discuss what I do because I don't understand. I'm a Muslim. First of all, I'm fucking Christian. Second of all, it doesn't matter where I'm from because Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, the three biggest religions, came from where I'm from. And for everybody who says there are conflicts as old as time, nah. You go to Palestine today, occupied Palestine, you go there and you will see in the territory churches and mosques and synagogues feet apart. You see that in Lebanon, you see that in Palestine. And if they had generations old wars for thousands of years, you couldn't build one up without tearing the other down. This is recent conflict. Stop speaking the narrative of your masters. And the only way to do it is to do better for yourself. Dude, when I say cult, in Lebanon, we lost our currency's gone. And there are still people who have no more money in the bank. Imagine the American dollar is worth zero right now. That's what the Lebanese pound is. Worth zero. Your life savings wiped out and obliterated. Everything wiped out and obliterated. Your family dying from hunger. But you still fight for the politicians, whichever side it may be. Imagine that. Imagine that. That is the power of cultist behavior. But you can make a change in yourself and you can make a change in your children. If we take the responsibility upon ourselves, we can make the difference. So if you care about what's going on in the world today, do better. And do not tell me to stop talking, and don't tell anyone to stop talking. I will ban you. I will block you because I got no time for that. Empower those by, if you disagree with them, talking to them. And I talk to everybody. There's my WhatsApp number right there. Feel free to send me a text or a voice note. Might take me a minute to get back to you, but everybody knows I get back to all of you. And that's what I want to say. It just infuriates me because I love this country. I love Lebanon and I love America. Without America, I wouldn't be the man I am today. I grew up reading Calvin and Hobbes for Bill Watterson. I grew up to the stand-up comedy of Dana Carvey. And then after that, the stand-up comedy of Bill Hicks, who taught me how to take a stand and how it means to put your money where your mouth is. I gained so much, my love of reading, my passion from here, and hell, my American citizenship, which has opened up doors for me like nothing else. And I benefited so much from being Lebanese through living through wars. I've been bombed on by countries I never picked a gun up against. I've lost friends to wars that didn't even have anything to do with me. That made me the man that I am today, and I am grateful for having this ability because I can look at the world and not see it with hatred, but see it with a beautiful eye of acceptance. Even the people who have different opinions than me, we differ in opinion. But here's the thing. They are being used and they are being manipulated. Look, that's the message I want you to take away today. Look at the world and realize people are being used and being manipulated. And when you see it that way, these are no longer your enemies. These are very pitiful, sorry souls that you need to rescue. You need patience, you need determination, and you need stamina. You got to stay in this game. You got to keep at it. And that's all I want you to know. Don't let this negativity take you over. Don't let this toxicity take you over. Don't lose hope. Keep the hope. Keep the positivity. Because if you think the world today is worse off than it was yesterday, you're wrong. Because we are now fighting the battles. We are no longer shoving them under the rug. Do you really think that America has changed for black people? I just got a coronavirus going on. But if you think now they're suffering oppression and they weren't 2 weeks ago, you're fucking wrong. So today we live in a world, you think Lebanon right now is suffering and it wasn't suffering before? You're wrong. It's all exposed now. And we have an opportunity to end it. So let's end it. Let's end it. When I was doing the Very Funny podcast and I was thinking of my guest this week, a couple of weeks ago, I got an incredible idea. And that's what's going to happen today in the episode. And I planned it and I was like, man, this is going to be entertaining. We're going to have a good time because I want people to laugh because laughter is the most powerful weapon you have. I have a clip called ISIS, Fighting ISIS with Comedy. In Lebanon, man, we get bombed and we respond with jokes. There's an account right now, Fareeq's Tube in Lebanon, and he asked people to post these funny things about the American Revolution, about the American protests right now. And they're hilarious. You know, advice for Americans from Lebanese people. If they tell you to pay $6 on WhatsApp, just say yes, leave it alone. Trust me, that shit is hilarious. You're going to need a knowledge of what happened in Lebanon to understand why that is, but it's hilarious. When ISIS bombed Lebanese people, we responded with jokes. They blew themselves up in hotels. So we made these jokes where we're like, well, look at the invoice. They're overcharging them, these damn hotels. Do you know how demoralizing that was for ISIS? That they would kill us and we were still cracking jokes. There is no more powerful, visible cue that an enemy has not broken your spirit than your ability to continue to laugh. Don't underestimate laughter. If somebody's coming at you aggressively and you laugh in their face, it tends to get them angrier because their objective is to break your spirit. So laugh and you're gonna reign supreme. So from my form of activism is to make sure people keep laughing. And I can do that while also raising important issues. And today, I wasn't going to be talking about something this dramatic or important. But with George Floyd and the disgusting video circulating, in the honor of that man and his life, and in the honor of every single black person in America that has been left alone in the cold to fight this fight alone, I had to talk in a serious tone today. But I want to make sure that you guys understand that whether you're serious or you're not serious, in life, if your objective is positive and your objective is to make people laugh, you can do it all. You don't have to choose one lane or the other. And anybody who tells you to stick to one lane or the other is full of it. Don't stick to any lane. This is your world. This is your lane. And I think with that, we should bring our special guest in today. Now, a lot of you might know our special guest. Some of you might not know our guest. His name is Donald Trump. He's the 45th and final president of the United States of America. The 45th and final. If things keep going this way, mark my words. Yesterday, Donald Trump announced martial law technically in America and said that he's going to use the military to fight the own citizens of the United States of America, to take a photo op carrying a Bible, of all things. He had a peaceful protest broken up by tear gas and violence just so he could take a picture. He's a disgusting human being. He's a vile, racist xenophobe. He is a representation of the worst of America, and people who voted for him are not the worst of America. A lot of people voted for him because they didn't like the alternative. And really, America lost when it was either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. It was already lost. But he himself represents the worst of America. And a lot of terrible people in this country did vote for him. But let me tell you this, from my own experience as an Arab in America, an Arab American, for the most part, Americans are beautiful people, but one man with a gun can disrupt a crowd of 1,000. Never forget that. Don't generalize. They generalize on us. They say all Arabs are terrorists. You know how that makes me feel? So don't say all Americans are racist, because they aren't. They've shown me so much love and support, and I'll never be able to pay them back, but I'm trying to by doing what I can for this country as well. So our guest today is the most horrible human being in power to, well, that's arguable. There is actually worse human beings. We know him. We got him in the Middle East. But he's definitely one of the top 5. You know, he always does win. So, and that's going to be our guest. Okay? His name is Donald Trump, the 45th and largest. Is he the largest? I don't know. But let's go ahead and bring him onto the show. So let me just take this button off. Sorry, I do everything here myself, so you guys got to forgive me sometimes. Out of respect for our guest, I'm going to remove the comments from the overlay, okay? So this is all out of respect for our guest, and this is how it has to be. Where are we? There we go. What am I pressing? I need to open up Skype. So if he doesn't answer immediately, I mean, you know, you gotta bear with me, all right? It isn't like he's a bit busy oppressing minorities. So let me just go ahead. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yes. Is this the president?
This is Donald J. Trump here. Am I talking to Nemo Comedy?
It's Nemr, sir. It's Nemr.
Nice to meet you, Nemo. Great guy. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Thank you for joining us. It's Nemr, as in it's an Arabic name. It means tiger. It's pronounced Nemr, but I'm not going to ask you to say it that way. Nemo is a cartoon.
Well, Tiger, you know, I saw that documentary. Is a great documentary. It really was. And I've got tiger blood, just like my friend Charles.
Okay.
Great guy. Totally great guy. But I'm having a hard time seeing you. Am I not seeing you?
I can't see you. I don't know if you can see me, but your camera isn't working.
Well, that's because of Obama. You know, I took one of his interns and I said, I'll let you do all of my Skype, all of my Twitter. And it's a big problem. It's a really big problem. But I think it's because of Obama. And can you see me now?
I can see. Yes, we can see you loud and clear. I don't know if that's how people see, but yes, we see you perfectly right now, sir. Welcome to the Very Funny Podcast. It's I'd say it's
ask him to stop. There's a big problem. Right now, all of a sudden, they're doing the lawn in the White House. They're doing the lawn. I said, I've got to talk to this very famous guy, Nemo. He's a great guy. He had a shark, bad fin, really bad fin. And they said they're going to do the lawn. And I said, this is not a good time. It's really a bad time, but they don't listen. You know why? Because of Hillary Clinton, because of crooked Hillary. They were hired by her, and I didn't fire them because I'm a great guy. I'm a great guy.
Okay.
But I was listening to you, and I got to say, I really appreciate some of the things you said about me. I understand I'm huge. I am. I'm one of the best. I really am.
That's debatable. Mr. Trump, today.
Dr. Trump, yes?
Excuse me?
You said Mr. It's doctor. I'm a doctor.
Okay. Dr. Trump, we are currently in the most divisive time in America. Black people are in the streets protesting. How do you feel about black people in America? What is your actual sentiment? Like, how do you actually feel?
Well, first I'd like to address it's Blackout Tuesdays, which means there's a lot of great sales going on right now. There's a lot of great sales. You can get a Trump bumper sticker, Trump bobblehead, Trump steaks. You can get a scholarship to Trump University, which is one of the best, folks. It's one of the best.
They shut your university down. What are you talking about?
That's a temporary thing. You know, they tried to shut me down and I had a perfect phone call. I was making a perfect phone call. I picked up the phone and I said, hello. And they said hello back. And I said, what's going on? They said nothing. They said nothing. And it was a perfect phone call, a total perfect phone call. So I don't know.
Okay, let's get back on track. Black people in America. How do you feel about black people in America? Or black people in general?
There's a lot of people in America. There's black people, there's white people, there's straight people, and there's Obama. And a lot of people know Obama's a big problem. It's because of Obama we have all of these protests. And let me tell you something, folks. I'm the law and order president. It's a great show, great ratings. I liked it with Ice-T, which I love Ice-T. I like it with Sweet and Low, Splenda, No Equal Right, Sugar. I like Sugar. And I used to watch it with Richard Belzer. And I used to see it across from Lincoln Center. Lincoln, great president, really great guy, very tall. He's a very tall guy. He's a very tall guy, great president, and that's the answer. So thank you for asking, Nemo. I appreciate you.
Okay. This makes no sense. You've been blaming a lot of the problems. So you congratulated China early on in the coronavirus epidemic for doing a great job, and you said it was going to disappear. And now you're saying China's behind all of this, and you revoked the special status of Hong Kong, effectively just giving Hong Kong back to China, not even fighting for it. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, why? Could you explain that?
Thank you for asking. It's a great question. A lot of problems. We've had big problems out of China. China's a really big problem. They really are. And what they did is they created fake news virus. It's a fake news. So they created this virus called Corona, which is a great beverage, great drink, best with lime, let's be honest, folks. And they created it, and it doesn't start with 5G. It starts with MSG. It's called Chinese AIDS. I call it Chinese AIDS, and it starts with MSG, and it's a very big problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a wall to stop the Chinese AIDS coming into our country. We're going to build a great wall. We're going to call it the greatest Great Wall of China, and it's going to be the greatest wall ever. And because it's Blackout Tuesday, you can buy a little brick to write your name in the wall for Blackout Tuesday.
What? Okay.
Because it's a sale. It's a big sale because the economy is doing fantastic.
The economy is in the worst state of depression it's been since the Great Depression. We have over 30 million, I believe. I may be mistaken. It could be 28 million, but some absurd number of unemployed in America. How do you see this as a great economy?
Well, maybe you're depressed, Nemo, because you can't find your father. But I got to tell you, we have the greatest economy of all time. It's not like the terrorist country of Lebanon. There's a lot of terrorists. There's a lot of terrorists in Lebanon, and your dollar is terrible. Bad ratings on your dollar, really bad.
First of all, it's the Lebanese. It's the Lebanese. It's the Lebanese pound. We don't have a dollar. We are pegged to the dollar. And another thing is, we don't have Lebanese terrorists. We suffer from terrorism in Lebanon. Terrorism that kind of,
I believe you're a terrorist, Nemo. I know you're a terrorist because you, first of all, look at your beard. Good luck traveling. You're going to have to give yourself a lot of time because I suspect you're going to have to be in the airport a really long time answering a lot of questions for a lot of people. And, you know, I don't know what you're talking about because we all know that you're dark and dark people are terrorists. It's just a fact.
So you don't like dark. So you don't like Mexicans, black people, dark people. You don't. They're all terrorists.
Well, just the Lebanese, let's be honest. Just the Lebanese. It's a big problem. It's a really big problem. And I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you and all your people from coming into our country. We're going to take away your passports. We're going to take away your daughters, and we're going to make sure you don't get into our country because we have the greatest country in the world. Am I right, folks? Am I right?
I'm in America. I'm in Los Angeles right now.
Well, that's part of Mexico, and we know that. And we're going to build a wall around there, too, and make sure that you don't get out of Van Nuys, Oxnard, even NoHo. A lot of very bad people there. They're raping and pillaging. They're very bad people. But
where are the good people in America?
Excuse me?
Where are the good people in America?
Well, the good people are at my rallies. There's a lot of good people at my rallies. If you look at the numbers are unbelievable. I have the highest presidential rating of all time. Everybody loves me. Everybody. Even the people that don't like me, they love me. They say, we don't like him, but we love him. We don't like him, we love him. And I've got unbelievable ratings. And if you look, if you see somebody with this hat, you know they're a good guy. They're a really good guy. That's how you can tell. You just look for a red hat. The Cincinnati Reds, great guys. The Miami Heat, I get a lot of heat.
Red is the official color of communism, which a lot of your followers, Fox News, constantly denounce. How can you now say that red is a great color when it represents so much that your base despises?
Well, there's good people on both sides. There's really good people on both sides. You know, I was talking to Gorbachev, good guy, has a bit of a mole, really bad mole, very ugly mole. I said, you got to get it removed. You got to get it removed. And he said, Donald, he said, Your Honor, you're a great guy. And I said, I know that. And I went to Red Square, and it's a very square, not an oval. It's not a triangle. It's not a rhombus. It's a great square. And a lot of people love me in Russia. They're great people, too. They're really great people. Very strong people.
Putin loves you. Definitely Vladimir Putin's a big fan of your work.
He's a very big fan of me because I'm strong. I'm a strong guy. I'm a really strong guy.
Isn't it because you're doing exactly what he wants and his wet dream to divide America is exactly how you run this country and you're feeding into it? Don't you think that's maybe why he likes you?
I think he likes me because he respects me. A lot of people respect me. I think Aretha Franklin used to sing about me in her.
No.
She used to say RESPICT. We'll find out what it means to me. A little respect. That's all I'm asking is a little respect. And then they socked it to me, and they socked it to me, and they sock it to me. And a lot of people are socking it to me. That's really what's happening. A lot of people are socking it to me. And it's because of Nancy Pelosi is a very bad, nasty woman. She's a very nasty woman. And a lot of the Democrats, they're really trying to sock it to me. But I'm strong, and I survive every time. Everything they throw at me, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem.
You have a daughter, Ivanka Trump, and there's a lot of pictures of you.
She's very good looking. Yes. What about her?
I mean, that's the thing. Dads don't usually say that about their kids. What's your relationship with Ivanka? I mean, what is going on?
We're very close because I'm a family guy. I'm a family guy. In fact, there's a great cartoon called Family Guy. Seth MacFarlane, he's a great guy, really great guy. He won an award, and he said, I want to give you this award because you're the greatest guy ever. And I said, you know, I am the greatest guy ever. But it happens every time I go somewhere. They try to give me an award. I'm sure after this podcast, I'm going to get the Nemo Award. The Nemo Award.
Did you ever sexually assault any women like the allegation?
Wrong. Next question. You're being very rude.
I'm not. I'm asking. It's an honest. I'm just asking.
Very rude. You're being very rude. You're being very disrespectful.
I apologize. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. Let me rephrase the question. Have any of the crimes that you've been accused of been false? Like, have you done them?
Total fake news. It's total fake news. It's like when they tried to impeach me, and I don't even like peaches. I'm more of an orange guy. I like tangerines. I like nectarines. I love a good nectarine. And I like nectarines from America. I'll only buy nectarines from America.
Okay. First of all, California, you just called Los Angeles a big part of California. California is the fifth largest economy in the world. It literally...
Wrong.
It's
They're
true.
a very bad state. They're a big problem. It's a very big problem in California. First of all, they're not really a state. They're more of a country. I mean, just like Lebanon, Pennsylvania, which is an unbelievable place, Lebanon. You know, I was going there, Hershey's. I like chocolate. I really do, which is why I love black people. And I was going there, and they said, your Lord and Savior, Donald, we'd like to give you an award. I said, well, what are you going to give me an award for? They said, to being the greatest guy ever. So I went into the chocolate factory. It was me, Willy Wonka, bunch of Oompa Loompas, really small guys, very small. And they gave me an award. They gave me the magic key.
Was Rudy Giuliani one of the Oompa Loompas?
Rudy Giuliani, great guy. Thank you for asking. He's a really great guy. He does a fantastic job. During 9/11, which you're personally responsible for, he was there taking care of all of the people that needed help because we were attacked. We were attacked. And it was a big problem. It was a really big problem.
Okay. This is wild. Lebanon isn't in Pennsylvania. Lebanon's in the Middle East. Yeah,
which is in the Middle East. That's the Middle East of the country.
No, when I said Middle East, meant like in the Middle East, like Arab countries.
Right, like Pennsylvania, Maine, Vermont, New Jersey.
What are your thoughts on Joe?
Montana's a great state. A lot of people there. A lot of people. Very populated.
What do you feel? What are your thoughts on Joe Biden?
Sleepy Joe Biden. He's a tired guy. You know, Rip Van Winkle called me and he said, I've never seen anyone more tired. He's more tired than me. I'm Rip Van Winkle. And he's a sleepy guy. He's sleeping right now. He snoozes a lot. He's got to have 4 alarm clocks that are made in China. He has alarm clocks made in China. And his son is a very bad guy. He's a drug addict. He's an alcoholic. No, he's addicted to gambling.
He's not. Your hat that you're wearing right now is made in China.
It's made in downtown Los Angeles where there's a lot of Chinese people. And it's right by a lot of Chinese people. But it's made in America, just like Melania. Melania is made in America. She's a great girl.
Melania, your own wife, who you can't pronounce her name. It's not.
Melanoma.
What do you love about Melania Trump? Let's try to talk about something. I want to talk about something. Maybe I can get an honest answer out of you, sir. Your wife, you're married to her. What is your opinion? Why do you love Melania Trump?
You know, I love Melania because she's so real. She's a real person. She's very real. Every part of her is so real. She's totally real. She's got really real breasts, great nipples.
Sir, isn't it inappropriate to be talking about your own wife's breasts on an interview, on a public interview?
Well, I think that's coming from jealousy, Nemo. I think a lot of people are very jealous, and I think you're jealous because you can't hit that. You can't hit it. And I can hit it whenever I want, whenever I choose. It's my property. And I tell her, I said, Melanoma, yeah, let's do a session before I save America from all the bad people in Lebanon and all the other countries. You mentioned ISIS. I've defeated ISIS. Totally, 100% defeated ISIS.
No, you didn't defeat ISIS whatsoever. In fact, the Kurds who were helping America and for the second time were betrayed by the United States government in their history, once by George Bush Sr. and another time by you handed over the Kurds to the Turks and the Russians and the Syrians, and they were slaughtered and murdered. And now it's, how?
I gotta tell you,
you helped ISIS.
I like cheese. I like cheese with curds. This is a curd. Look, curd. That cheese is with curds. It's got curds. How could I dislike curds? I like curd cheese, and I'm a great guy. I really am. You know, the Kurdish people, they love me. They really do. I get a lot of fan mail. A lot of people reach out on Messenger, on Twitter, on Instagram. A lot of people reach out to me on Facebook. I get a lot of messages on Facebook from Kurdish people saying, thank you for saving us, Donnie. Thank you. I said, no problem. It's not my problem. It's now our problem because I really love the Kurdish people and I love Kurdish cheese. I love cheese curds. They're fantastic.
Okay, look, you're saying that people reaching out to you on social networks, let's try that. How do you feel about the fact that you are the most controversial, divisive person on the internet who's in a position of power, yet you still don't have as much followers as the previous president of the United States of America, Barack Obama, who gained his followership through a narrative of unity? Does that bother you that you're not as big as he is?
Well, first of all, that's total fake news. Total fake news. You know, Obama has robots that support him. I have real people. Really great people. And Obama, because he was born in Lebanon, he has a lot of Lebanese. A lot of Lebanese people like him. A lot of terrorists like him. But me, I have America. America loves me. I've got more Twitter followers, more Facebook followers, more Viber followers, WhatsApp. I've got the most followers out of anybody ever. And so a lot of people, they're very jealous, they're very upset, they're very sad. They're sad people. You know, Nemo, you're very sad because you're saying a lot of very nasty things. You're a nasty guy. It's not my fault. You're a nasty guy.
Look,
it's probably because you're a Muslim, and a lot of people know that you like to stay out of your lane. You
I'm
need to
Christian.
Stay in your lane.
I'm Christian. I'm Christian though. I'm not Muslim.
Wrong. Total fake news. Total fake news.
Okay, look.
But Obama, Obama sold a lot of lies to a lot of people. He wasn't even born in this country. He's not even alive. He was actually a hologram, and he's like Prince, Michael Jackson. He's simply a hologram, and he's not even alive. So he's a big problem. He really is. He's a big problem, like Hillary Clinton, look at Hillary, and Sleepy Joe Biden.
I'm a comedian. I'm not surprised you don't
your
like.
Your ratings are terrible. You have terrible ratings. I have not seen your act, but it's terrible.
I do. It is terrible. I'm a comedian. Chicken. You do not do White House Correspondents' Dinner. You refuse.
Nope.
You don't. Is there any comedian out there that you find funny? Who makes Donald Trump laugh?
I like Kim Jong-un. He's a very good guy. He's a great guy. Very funny. He's a really funny guy. I like Putin. Putin does a great two Jews walk into a bar bit. Very funny. Very funny. I like Larry the Cable Guy. Because I had a problem with my cable because of Obama. All the wiring was totally screwed up. That's why we couldn't get on the call, because of Obama. And he fixed all of my wires. And he gave me an award. He said, "You're Comic of the Year." And I said, "I'm a great guy. I really am." So.
Is it true that you have a comic in New York that writes a lot of whenever you try to be funny, that he's the one who's writing your stuff?
There's a great guy. He's a really great guy. His name is Rich Aronovich, which is a very hard name to pronounce. So he goes by Rich is Funny. It's one word, one beautiful word, like Fifi, like Bigley. It's Rich is Funny. He's a fantastic comedian, really funny. He's a lot better than you. He's not a terrorist and a Muslim, but he is a funny guy. He's a very funny guy. Rich is funny. He doesn't have a big following because he doesn't play the game. He just wants to be funny and help people. Unlike you, Nemo. I heard what you said.
I want to be funny and help people too.
You were very angry. You were talking about plants. You were talking about plants in the beginning. You were saying ficus, fern, bonsai. You were talking about bonsai plants. I don't know why you were talking about bonsai plants at protests. Who needs a bonsai plant? But remember, I'm the law and order president. And if you do want to follow me, you can follow me at Rich is Funny. He's a great guy. Rich is Funny.
Okay.
One word.
All right.
One beautiful word.
Before we tell you goodbye, I know you have a lot of, you're very busy. You have a lot of hatred to spread and divisiveness to proliferate throughout America. Do you have any last words? You're eating Why are you eating Cheetos?
I thought we were wrapping up.
Well, yeah, we are, but I mean, why Cheetos? Why that product?
Because I love Cheetos. You know, I have low blood sugar. I've got hypoglycemia. It's a big problem. It really is. And I sometimes have very low blood sugar, so I've got to eat. I've got to eat sometimes. You know, you were talking about rapping. I love to rap. I'm a big rap artist. A lot of people love my rap.
Okay, I've never heard you rap. Do you rap? Could you rap for us?
Well, we could do a little rap right now. A lot of people on here are slow. That's because they follow Nemo. Break it down.
Okay, that was just mean. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I've had enough of this interview. I just want to say, Mr. President, Dr. President,
your Lord and Savior, President.
Definitely not my Lord and Savior. I hope that you find a way to reach deep and perhaps unite this country and bring it together. I think it's very easy.
I've united us. I've really united this country. This country has never been more united since I took over. Everybody, they're holding hands. They're loving each other. It's kumbaya, my Lord. That's right.
What about the protesters yesterday when you went to take the picture in front of the church? You had them attacked by your own Secret Service.
Well, they were actually there because they thought it was a rally. They came to support me. They were like, "We're going to make America great again. We're going to keep America great again. We're going to keep the wall great again."
You gassed them. You gassed those people. That's how you treat your own supporters. If you actually thought they were
giving them support, we were giving them really big support. We were actually giving them stimulus checks in the form of gas. They were stimulus checks in the form of gas, and they're very happy to get them. And they have my name right on there, Donald J. Trump. your Lord and Savior, Dr. Donald J. Trump, President of the world, Lebanon, and the United States, the greatest country in America. And I'd like to tell everybody watching, he's a really great guy, Nemo. I gave him a hard time, even though he's a Muslim and a terrorist, and he stays out of his lane, and he likes bonsai trees. But he's a great guy, and I really appreciate you taking the time to have me, because I've got nothing but golfing to do. There's no big problems right now. There's no problems. I have all day to do nothing.
Mr. President, Lord and Savior, Dr. Trump, thank you for your time, and Godspeed, sir. That's all I can say.
Right, and please follow Rich is Funny. He's a great guy, really great guy.
He is. I'll make sure they do that. Have a good day, and take care. Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. I don't know if it helped to illuminate who the president is and what he does. I don't know who Rich is Funny is online. I guess go and follow him if you like Donald Trump. Rich is Funny on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I mean, I guess that's pretty much all I can say. I was hoping that the president would use this moment to bring the country together. Sadly, it seems that he wasn't able to, but I do wish him Godspeed. I really do, because this country definitely needs it. And by Godspeed, I mean Katriyam. All right, everybody. Everybody who's been in this show before knows exactly what's about to happen right now. We're going to open up the phone to callers. Yes, you heard me correctly. We are going to be taking callers in a second on WhatsApp. I got the phone right here ready to go. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I want to get your calls in. And I want to make one thing clear. On this show, we take calls only by WhatsApp, so you can't call in as a normal call, okay? That's the first thing that I want to make sure everybody understands, okay? The second thing that you guys have to know is that WhatsApp does not have an option for us to disable call waiting. So once a call comes through and I pick it up, do me a favor and stop calling in, because it goes beep, beep, and it's annoying as shit. Beep, beep in your ear, and it won't stop. So when you see taking WhatsApp calls, give me a call. When you see this icon disappear from the screen, stop calling. And then when you see it pop back on, start calling again. I'm going to need your help to make sure we do this correctly. All right? Now, I'm going to go to Ask Reddit. That's what I do here on the show. I go to Ask Reddit, and I find a question of the day. And then I ask you the question, and you, the caller, call in and tell us what your answer is. This is a great question. No, actually, I'm not going to ask that one. Given what we just talked about, that actually, it's actually going to be very difficult. Okay. There's a large spider on your shoulder. How do you react? There is a large spider on your shoulder. How do you react? I want you to call in on the show and let me know how you would react. So we are now taking calls. Give me a call and let me know how you would react if there's a giant spider on your shoulder. We got Ragnaros calling us from New Jersey. Ragnaros, how's it going? Oh, wait, I actually have to unmute. Let me take this off. So we got the caller. Time to unmute. This is what I'm doing to make sure the beep beep doesn't come through. Ragnaros, how's it going?
Good, man. Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Try not to be too enthusiastic that you made it onto the show. I don't want you to go overboard with your energy. You understand?
Of course, yeah.
Ragnaros, tell me, please, how would your reaction be if you suddenly had a spider on your shoulder?
How big is this spider? How big are we talking?
It's not like a garden. I'm talking like a tarantula, full-on killer spider.
Full-on tarantula?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I would probably freeze for like a split second just to assess the situation and what might happen. And then if I see any hostile movements from the spider, I would just kill myself before the spider could do anything.
You are the most bizarre person you've called before on the show. And I just want to say, when you said that you would freeze, I was like, so you just be yourself, because you currently sound like you're kind of in stasis at the moment, which is hilarious to me. Ragnaros, thank you for the call and the insight. See you later, man. Bye-bye. Stay safe from those spiders.
Thank you for
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. Everybody who's listening, if I have the number on the screen, call. If I take it off, please stop calling. Okay? So if you're calling while this is on off the screen, you're doing it wrong. So let's go ahead and answer our next caller right here. Who's coming in? It's coming in from Lebanon. The terrorist country, Lebanon. Hello, Anthony. Can you hear me? Hello. Oh, I didn't answer the phone. Hello, Anthony. Can you hear me?
Who's coming in? He's coming in from Lebanon. The terrorist country, Lebanon. Hello, Anthony. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hey, Nemr,
I'm good, man. I saw you were listening to the stream. You got to listen through the phone, brother. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am good, man.
Tell me, Anthony, how would you react if there were... guys, stop calling. Jesus Christ. How would you react if you found a spider on your shoulder?
Like, I stay still, relax, and maybe bring her something to eat, like a shawarma or something.
Did you just call a spider her?
Yes.
You would bring her something to eat, like a shawarma. So you would feed the spider to give it strength?
Yes.
Are you mentally okay?
Somewhat.
Somehow. Jesus Christ. All right, Anthony. Thanks for calling, man. You take care of yourself, okay?
Thanks, man.
But, you know, I never know what we're going to get in terms of questions, like what we're going to get in terms of answers from people, but this is bizarre. If you find a spider, if I had a spider on my shoulder, like a giant tarantula, I'd be like, ah! Like immediately. I would scream like a bitch. That's God's honest truth. There's no other way around it. It's not going to be another discussion to be had. We have our next caller on the phone, so please stop calling, everybody. And let's see who we got with us. This is a first-time caller, and from the display picture, it's either a woman or a guy who's obsessed with a woman, and we need to warn her. Hello? Hello?
Hi.
It's definitely a woman. Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for asking. Can you please share with us where you're calling us from and your name?
My name is Seminara. I'm calling from New York.
Seminara. That's a great name if you want to be like a lecturer. You know, if you want to tell people, if you want to give lessons, seminars. I mean, it's literally in your name. That would be fantastic. Seminara, if you suddenly found a giant tarantula on your shoulder, how would you react?
I think I would eat it.
Okay, you would eat it?
Yeah, I'd eat it.
Okay. You don't say I would eat it and just go quiet. You need to explain, Seminara. Why would you eat the spider?
Spiders, they're very nutritional.
Seminara, your name isn't typically American. Do you mind if I ask ethnically where you're from? Maybe there's a tradition with your peoples of eating spiders?
My family is from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. They don't eat spiders in Bangladesh.
Yeah, but I do.
You are very bizarre, Seminara. I'm Googling, are spiders nutritious to eat? I'm trying to find an angle here that doesn't make you look like a serial killer. Eating insects and spiders has been proven to be healthy? What?
Exactly. There you go.
Okay, Seminara, you know what? I don't want people to try this who are listening. I don't condone the behavior of eating spiders. Seminara, what do you do?
I'm trying to stop.
What do you... You're trying to... You're trying to stop? Okay, Seminara, how would you eat the spider? Would you cook it? Would you add? I mean, let's just go down this rabbit hole right now.
I just pick it up from my shoulder and put it in my mouth.
Okay, first of all, that's what she said. Second of all, Seminara, I need to ask you this question, and I hope that I can get some insight from you on this question. This is absolutely absurd. Seminara,
I think you should try it before you
No,
judge it.
Seminara, I don't have to try it because
Yes,
there are other
you
sources of
should.
nutrition. Why should I try it? Why? Give me one reason why I should try spiders.
It's good to try new things.
Listen, it's good to try new things, yes. What if that new thing is, have you tried murder? It's a new thing.
There's no positive of murder.
There's no positives in eating a
Spiders
spider.
are great for you.
But there's other
They have great nutritional value.
So do eggs and cheese and plus if you're eating them raw, that spider could have been some nasty ass crevice, picked up some kind of virus, and now boom, you got coronavirus. You're the reason we have coronavirus. Are you aware of this? Your cross eating of animals, bats, spiders, I don't know what the fuck people are doing, is the reason we got coronavirus. We got AIDS because some guy fucked a monkey. We got coronavirus because somebody ate a bat, and now you're gonna get us the tarantula virus because you're eating spiders and sneezing on people. Seminara, what do you do for a living? Don't give me the name of the company whatsoever. Just what do you do for a living? What's your occupation?
I'm a librarian.
Okay. I don't know how I feel by the fact that there are people around you that have, that come to you, a place where they seek knowledge. But, so be it. So I don't know who keeps calling, but please stop calling. Seminara, you know what? I have nothing to say. This was not the response that I expected.
Okay.
How do you feel about Spider-Man? The movies, the cartoons, Into the Spider-Verse, etc. When you watch these movies, do you get hungry?
Yeah, Spider-Man's very edible.
You sound like somebody who would talk on a sex line if the sex line was for spiders. Like literally, spiders are very edible. It's the most bizarre. You know what, Seminara? This was a very unforgettable call. I wish you well in your life. If you're a serial killer, please don't murder me or my family. And give my best to your family in Bangladesh. And you take care of yourself.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
I promise for you, I will stop. I'll try.
Give it a shot. Give it the old 1-2. See what happens. Maybe you can spare some of those spiders. Try something else. Perhaps, I don't know, lasagna. Might be something you may want to try. All right?
For you, I will.
Thank you. Thank you, Seminara. That means a lot to me. That means more than you can know. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, don't call until you see the number on the screen, which it is now. So give me a call, everybody. We got JP calling us from Lebanon. So I'm going to mute this for a second to take the number off of the screen, which means get off your phones and look at the screen so that we may enjoy this call without the beeping that is going to be the end of me. And I'm looking at the phone, and people are actually still calling. So, life is full of people who don't... this is why the world is burning, because nobody can follow this simple instruction. We are talking right now to... I can't see the name because it is covered by people calling. Hello, who am I talking to?
You're talking to JP. I'm the guy from the comment section.
JP from the comment section. What's up, man?
I'm always on YouTube. I'm good.
Good to have you here, brother.
Finally, yes. It's I remember calling you 55 times one time, and that was hard.
But you got through, bro, because persistence is the key to success, and it's fantastic.
Not really. I believe in karma, because the moment that I actually stopped aggressively calling you, I actually got to be on the show. So,
holy shit. Okay.
Karma's a bitch.
Karma is a fickle bitch. That is true. JP, you find a spider on your shoulder. What do?
There's two options. I will either freeze or probably shit myself. There's no in between.
What if you freeze? What if you? That's what I was gonna ask. What if you freeze, but your bowel movement just goes liberated? You know what I'm saying?
It is also an option.
It is also an option. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
If I get bitten, either way, like I'm probably gonna do something to that
spider. But what if you get bitten by a spider?
I'm gonna die.
What if you get bitten by a radioactive spider? Next thing you know, your uncle gets murdered, and now you're Spider-Man, and with great power comes great responsibility. Would you be willing to sacrifice your uncle for those powers?
Okay, listen. The first thing is I'm gonna go to Seminara first of all, because she said that she would eat Spider-Man. She would put Spider-Man in her mouth. I'm going straight to Seminara in New York. I'm gonna find where she lives and go get laid.
Are you going to use your spider sense to find Seminara?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I will use my fellow spiders all across the world to find
a good use. A good use of your spider sense.
It's not abuse. It's good. It's good. It's for the better good, for the greater good.
For the greater good.
Saving humanity from that person.
Okay, so you would, just to get it straight, you would straight up accept the murder of your uncle so you could become Spider-Man and put yourself in Seminara's mouth in New York. That is your uncle's worth to you.
I mean, my uncle's had a good life.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a good life. It's painful to see him go like that, but it's also, as I said, for the greater good.
For the greater good. God bless you, JP. Do you have any children?
I do not. I'm actually only 20 years old.
Okay, fantastic. Hopefully it stays that way because you're a terrible human being. JP, thank you very much. I'm just messing with you. Thanks so much for calling, man. You have a great day.
It was great being here.
Bye-bye, brother. Bye. All right, that's all the time we have for callers today. This was a good time, man. I had a really good time with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed our episode today. It is now 12:15 here in Los Angeles. In 6 hours and 45 minutes, that's at 7 p.m. in Los Angeles time. So whatever time zone you're in, add 6 hours and 45 minutes to that time zone, and we're going to have the legendary Chris Kattan. When I say legendary, I mean, let me show you just how legendary by sharing the screen here. And let me put Chris Kattan, Baby Don't Hurt Me, because my friends, A Night at the Roxbury's. No, not an ad. Not an ad. Come on. Let's skip the ad. There we go. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Chris Kattan is going to be with us on the show today. The legendary Saturday Night Live alum and the one, the only. He's one of my favorite comics in the world. I read his book over the weekend. I have to admit, I was unaware that it was out. So when I found out he had a book as part of my research for the episode, I read it and I cannot wait to talk to this man. He broke his neck, not even exaggerating, literally so that people could laugh. So we're going to be talking with the great Chris Kattan later on today. So don't miss out. And if you haven't seen Night at the Roxbury, you got 6 hours and 45 minutes to see Night at the Roxbury's, and you'll know why I'm doing this, because it's iconic and it's legendary. Of course, I got a fever. And the only cure is more cowbell. And if you don't know what that is, then you don't know one of the most iconic sketches of all time on Saturday Night Live called More Cowbell with Will Ferrell, Chris Kattan, and Christopher Walken. Chris Kattan plays the guitar. It's going to be an incredible thing. He's also originally, somebody wrote that in the comment, and that's true, he's originally Iraqi. His father is an Iraqi Jew. His mother is Hungarian. So we're going to be talking about that. It's going to be a great interview. Don't miss out. That happens tonight. And now to end the show, for everybody who's joining us for the first time, first of all, welcome to the Very Funny Podcast. Great to have you. Something we do here at the end of every show is we end with a very powerful, powerful message. And today's message is going to be no different. Power and powerful messages are necessary. And this is the most powerful message. So without further ado, please take this advice to heart. It is the advice we give at the end of every show. So I have an 8-string guitar. I'm wondering if maybe I should go all the way up to give the message across. Oh my goodness. Do you guys hear that right there? I mean, that's it right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I like this even more right here. I'm going to go with this one right here. There's a very, we're going through a tumultuous time right now. And sometimes it can get a bit difficult to keep track of what's important. And sometimes life can come at you fast. It can try to derail you, stop you from understanding the deeper meaning. But what is life if it isn't an opportunity for you? What is life if it isn't your capacity for change? At the end of the day, we are responsible for ourselves and our families. At the end of the day, we are responsible for our society. And at the end of the day, we are responsible for those around us. But how can you take their lives into your own hands if you don't take care and always wear underwear? You must take care and always wear the underwear so that you may survive. Take care and always wear underwear, my friends. I'll see you in 6 hours and 45 minutes. Nemr, out. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.